The time is here for you to decide. Do you want to stay married or do you want to get a divorce?
This is Married at First Sight.
Okay, people, welcome back, man. First and foremost, Ish hasn't been here for a while.
I know.
So enlighten the people, Ish, and let them know that you're okay, you're alive, and all of
What's up? Yes, yes. What's up, y'all? Hey. Miss everybody. Each is okay. I am alive. I am here. I am present, and I am well. And I hope that everybody is doing good. But see, what is going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm working. That's
I
all.
know. I see you. You gets busy.
And
Okay.
I'm just working. That's all. I come to work. That's all. I'm just here
That's right.
to do my job. Here so I don't get fired. That's all.
Salute the prophet.
All right, people. So we're going to do recaps of what has turned into one of my favorite shows now. A show called Married at First Sight. So if y'all don't know, this show is about people who are sick of the dating scene, and sometimes it's easier for somebody to just lock in on something. I seen something earlier, Ish, and since you're in the legal field, you might can attain to this. They were saying that when you're giving such freedoms, everybody can't handle those freedoms. So they were saying like he was saying like this bull that he know when he in jail, he operates like but when he get out on the street, he can't function.
Correct. I got you. Yeah. That's for sure a thing. I mean, you figure is some people are very disciplined in certain environments, and then other environments they can't swing.
Right.
They get out of control. It's too much tangible things that are before them. So they don't know what to do with themselves. And I think that here is a more structured type of situation where they have to be set their sights on just the one thing. So that's what they're attempting to do. Hmm.
Right. So it'd be mainly singles that are from the age ranges of like early to mid 20s to like late 30s is what I've seen so far. A lot with people that they pick. So this is season 18. It's being shot in Chicago. And like I said, the thesis is you don't know the person. You go through this process of what you like, what you don't like. It's like a whole matchmaking thing. But the first time you ever meet and or see the person is on the wedding day when you get married. So Ish, my first question is, would you do
um, okay, so let's just break this down a little bit. Initially, I thought it was like wild work, right? I'm like, they crazy. Like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Who would ever want to do this? This is all just like for show. This ain't no real shit. This is all scripted stuff. Like, this is what I'm thinking, right? But then the more and more like I watched it, I'm like, okay, I could see why some individuals would be inclined to want to approach marriage this type of way, okay? Because they want to take the sanctity of marriage seriously, that and so much that they don't need all the pomp and circumstance in front of the marriage, meaning the dating, the getting to know the families and all of that. Like they want to go ahead, take the leap, and then work backwards. So, okay, I get that. Yes, I would do it. Now I would do it after thought, thinking through it, seeing it. Yes, I would. Initially, no.
Okay. And also another emphasis of the show is the telling your friends and family. And so I don't want to ask that side, but I want to ask you as a mother, if your son came to you and said, I'm about to do Married at First Sight. I've never met this person, X, Y, and Z. And we all know how you love your little baby boy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be Alan mom. We'll get into that. I'm gonna be Alan's mom, okay? Yeah. But no, I don't think I would be that way, but I can see in a sense where as a mother you would be inclined to like give your 2 cents about how you really feel like, no, this might not be it, or why you doing this, or oh, I'm losing my baby. Like I could just see a range of emotions that may in fact happen if my child came to me with some shit like this. Like I'd be like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, if it was either or my son or my daughter, I would be like, I would support them and I would be there, but I would also let them know, I think you wildin'. I think you wildin'. But I
For
got
sure.
you back. But I think you
Yeah,
wildin'.
for sure. But wait. You didn't answer. Would you do this?
Okay, would I do it? Like you said, initially at first thought, I was like, they're fucking bugging, they're fucking crazy. Why would you marry somebody that you don't know? Because that's a huge step and like a huge responsibility, and even getting out of it is a huge thing. So
Mhm.
initially, yeah, I said no as well. But as watching the show and coming to like the show, I think I would do it, but I do, and this was my next question. I do have deal breakers. So on the wedding day, my initial deal breakers are if I'm not attracted to the person, I would not go through with the marriage. I don't give a fuck about this TV contract. I don't give a fuck about whatever it may be. I'm not doing it. I'm out. Sorry, I can't do
Right,
it. 'Cause I know
right.
me, and I know that my attractions don't change. I don't care. I had this conversation with somebody about, well, what if this person checks all your other boxes? That's all fine and dandy, but I
Mhm.
still need first and foremost that physical attraction.
Right.
That's not going to change for me. And my second deal breaker would be the fucking attitude. If her fucking
If
attitude,
that attitude ain't right, then it's a wrap.
yeah, if that attitude ain't
Okay.
right, then it's a wrap. So that's my answer. But what would be your deal breakers on wedding day?
Um, like I know like this whole process is a thing of matching, and they bring it down and they break it down into like almost scientific like research
Right.
to the point of compatibility, right? So I would say for me, like um just not having anything in common first and foremost, because I feel like as a woman and as I've gotten older, I've gotten past my initial I have to have this type of look or this type of everything has to be perfect or immaculate in a man. So I think I can get a little bit past the looks if he wasn't necessarily my type initially. But if we don't have nothing in common, or you can't make me laugh, or you can't make me smile, just like that initial vibe, then I'm not on it. I think everything else I can probably fall into place with.
Okay. So if you came walking down the aisle, I'm walking you down the aisle now. And the niggas 600 pounds. We walking past this? Because you didn't put this on your list.
Okay, see, you just went right to the fucking extreme. That's like the bull who said, "What if she only got one leg?" Like,
I'm saying.
I mean, I will
If you
hope
don't
that they
if you don't put these things on your initial list, then they will match you with some shit like this. So
right. This is true. This is true. But assuming that I did put it on my list, then I would say I can get past anything. If I did not put specifics on my list and that happens, yeah, I'm gonna have to gracefully bow.
I can't. You should not marry a 600 pound nigga,
Yeah,
y'all.
no, I'm sorry. And that's no offense to the handsome 600-pound men that I'm sure are in the world and society today. Shout out to y'all, but I'm okay. Thanks.
All right, so we're going to go through the cast, but before we get into the cast, I just want to briefly or quickly touch on the doctors or the mentors, or what do we want to call them? The
Matchmakers.
matchmakers. So we have Pastor Kyle, and we have Dr. Pepper, and we have Dr. Pia for season 18. What is your thoughts, just on them and how they work this process?
Yeah, yeah. I really love them. Like, especially Pastor Kyle. Like, he is my favorite. Um, I really think that they give great insight. Each of them, they all have their dope areas of expertise where, they can chime in and touch um each individual in a specific way. And I like that. They're very appealing to I just feel like they're appealing to everyone. Like, I feel like each of the couples can relate to each of the doctors and their specific what they're trying to touch, whether it be the emotion, whether it be the sex, whether it be um just general feelings, or trying to just be together and existing with one another. I feel like they're good at just touching each individual aspect or issue or whatever the case may be. So I really like the panel that they have overseeing everything.
Right. I'll be torn because I like all of them for different reasons. I like
Mhm.
Pastor Kyle because he gets in your shit. I mean,
He
he
do.
don't curse at you, but he be right on the border.
Yeah.
He
He
be right
do.
on the border about to cut
Yeah.
your ass out.
He do.
But he get with you, and he keep it real with them. But he will
Mhm.
check a motherfucker if they need to be checked. So
Yeah, I do like that. He my favorite. He's my favorite.
so mine bounces around because Dr. Pierre is the sexual person. So I mean.
Hmm.
I just gotta.
Absolutely.
I just gotta. And then we have Dr. Pepper, who she's hilarious. Like she's
She
a
is hilarious.
old lady. She's hilarious.
Yes. And listen, Dr. Pepper definitely be getting in that ass too, in her own way. She just doesn't do it as blunt and in your face. But if you notice some of her shit, she be getting in their asses too.
That's a fact. That's a
She
fact.
do.
So yeah, we like the whole matchmaking crew, man. All right. As we get into this cast, I do want to say normally I don't even start watching this show until wedding day. I don't be watching like the first couple episodes or whatever it may be. I normally just start on wedding day when they get married. But this particular cast, I
It
think
is
I like the cast.
Yeah, and they did it a little different too, because if you notice, like, this is the first episode, but we saw two weddings.
Right,
Or just about, didn't we? Yeah.
right, right, right.
So that was like they started a little different, in my opinion, than what they normally do.
Yeah, they did. So this is episode 1 of season 18. Everybody, which one would you want to start with, Ish?
Let us start with the blah blahs first. Like, you hear me? The blah blahs first. Let's make our way up. No, well, actually, how did they start? I think we got man bun and
Yeah, I got great questions from him, but
yeah, man bun situation. Wait, that's David and Michelle, correct?
that is David and Michelle.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
David
David
and
and
Michelle.
Michelle, if y'all will see, they are the first people. I guess that's to the left of y'all screen. So that's
Yeah.
the white girl with the blonde hair and blue eyes, and the guy with the man bun. That's David and Michelle. So
Mhm.
it was kind of hilarious that the friend said, "I think you're going to get somebody with a man bun."
It- and that's why I was like, well, wait a minute. After I thought about it, I was like, well, did the friend know? Like, what is
Right.
that?
And what I want to say about this couple is the white girl Michelle. She said, "I like tall, light skinned, husky, edgy black guys," and he
Mhm.
said, "I like blonde hair, blue eye, white."
And white girls. I was like, what is happening?
Right. So they kind of aligned on the things that their physical attractions. They did the matchmaking thing and put that right together. But
Yeah.
this is where I want to start with my questions on this, man. So could you date somebody with a man bun?
No thanks. I mean, listen, it's not. unattractive, as I look at him, yeah, I don't really know. No, I couldn't do a man bun. It's too much. Both of us can't be in the mirror doing our hair at the same fucking
That,
time.
that
So
was actually my next question.
yeah, so
That
no.
was actually my next question. And I wouldn't say in this particular case because I do think that she's attractive.
Mhm.
But there is instances. So could you date somebody who maybe or in their mind
Sorry, I'm about to crack up because I already know what you.
they they prettier than you? What we doing?
I knew what you was getting right. I knew where you were going with this. This is why I'm choking. No,
I can't.
no.
Yeah.
I don't. I think about conversations that like I've heard or interviews that I've heard of individuals that's dated like Prince, for
Mm,
instance. Where Prince was very manly, but he had a very feminine air to him in regards to his hair, his attire, his makeup. And I just remember watching one of the reality shows where his ex-wife was on there, and she was like, yeah, he would be in my makeup, and we would be fighting over the mirror.
right.
Like,
You can't do
he would be beautiful, but I couldn't do it.
it.
No, sorry.
All right, y'all let us know in the chat in the comment section as well. Do y'all would y'all be able to date somebody who has a man bun or extremely long hair? I know some of the girls be liking niggas with locks or whatever, but the man bun is a little bit different. And or a man who would be considered prettier than you. Would that be an issue? But what is your thoughts on the couple?
Oh, I feel like they're going to be the most dumb. Can I say it? No.
Well,
I do have a list. Like,
you
who do you think is going? I have five. I have five. I have five questions. All right, but we can get to them towards the end. But
okay.
I really feel like they're going to be blah for me. Like, um, I see why they match them. I can see that they have a lot of similarities, just in regards to like their families and things like that. Like just the initial things that we've seen thus far. I just feel like they're going to be a little bland, by way of the show, I mean. But I think they're cute. I think they're match nice. And I think what we've seen thus far, like it'll be interesting to see how they progress a
Right.
little bit.
Right. Yeah, I think it's too early to tell. For me, I think it's a little bit too early to tell, but yeah, the man bun thing is blowing me.
Yeah, and he's like he just doesn't. So for me, like when I look at the chicks, like I'll be like, okay, they kind of cool, they a little spunky, or they got a little personality, or they talked a little sexy shit, or whatever the case may be. For me, he just seems like womp womp. Like
I
his personality hasn't shined through just yet.
I see that a little bit, but it's somebody on my list that's way worse than him on the personality check. Somebody on my list that's way worse than him.
Okay, I think I might know who. That might be my runner up.
All right, so next I want to go to let me see. Next I want to go to Madison and Allen. Next I want to go to
Mm-mm-mm.
Madison and Allen. So, what is your thoughts on Madison and Allen? Madison and Allen is, I believe, the fourth couple here. Um, one from the right. So,
Yep.
I
All
think
right.
he's beautiful. I think he's a
Hmm.
weirdo.
Yeah,
But
he got a funny little look to him. Hmm.
what is your thoughts on Madison and Allen?
Um, okay, they're another blah for me, but let me tell you what stuck out to me initially. And maybe they did this intentionally, I don't know. But or maybe I'm seeing something that may not be there.
Mhm.
She has mommy issues.
Right,
Her mother wasn't present.
right,
He has mommy issues.
right. It's
His
actually
mother is over present.
that's actually in my notes.
Yes, I have. Yes. So it's like, I don't know if that was coupled together for that purpose. I don't know how that's going to work.
Right.
First of all, they like, they just seem very mild and, mannered and all of that. Maybe their personalities again will come out as the show goes on. We're only seeing the surface of them right now. But the mommy issues are what stuck out to me in both of them.
Right. So, what we're saying, people, is both of them come from broken homes, and they both are speaking on trying to find or create a family based on them coming from broken homes. But this is an example of be careful of trauma bonding with somebody, because that's not always, well, normally it's not a good thing
Right.
to trauma bond with somebody. So let me see what I have in my notes here for these people, man. I do want to say when she went to go pick out her wedding dress, the titties was titty.
Only you, T. Only you. I mean, I noticed, of course, but I didn't have it in my notes, my nigga.
Hey, listen, the titties was titty in. Sorry, the titties was titty in, man. Not bad at it. So,
Not mad
I
at it.
also in my notes on them. I think he was saying that he was more of a homebody, and she was saying that she likes to be out and party a lot. So I think that may be a starting ground issue um, when it comes to them. Let me see what else I have there on them. Oh, she was saying when she was trying on the dress and the titties was titty, she was saying that she's used to like pretty cocky boys, and
Yes,
he just didn't fit the mold to me of what she was saying that she's used to.
yes, yes. And her friends did say, well, hey, listen, like that didn't work out too well for you. Are you open to like, do you think that that's the reason why a lot of things didn't work out for you? Because, you went after these pretty boys, etc. Like, maybe if you open or, broaden your horizons in regards to the look area, maybe you might have better luck this time.
Which is a slippery slope, because I believe that sometimes you do need to do that, but also sometimes you like what you like.
This is true.
Yes,
This is true.
so do you have any more notes on them too before we move on?
No, we're gonna see how this shit play out. And if his mom gonna have anything to do with it, it is going to be a
You
catastrophe.
know how his mom was acting.
His mom was wow, okay? His mom, it was almost to me borderline Norma and Norman Bates almost. Like even down to the way he looked, kind of just like kind of birdie looking, meek, and just like, oh, mother, don't do that. It's going to be okay. And she's like, my baby, I don't want to let you go. It just was very, I mean, I'm exaggerating, of course. It wasn't that bad.
But not really.
Right, but not really. Like, that's really what it was giving. So his mom seems like she has this odd attachment to him, like a baby type vibe, and he's a whole grown man. And he seems like he allows her to be that way instead of saying, Mom, come on with this bullshit. Like, what are you doing? Type thing, it's like, oh, Mom. So I don't know. This will be a weird situation.
All right, which one you want to go next?
Imem and Aikichi. Let me tell you why, because I fucks with Imem.
Right.
Okay. I
I don't
fucks
like
with
her.
her heavy.
I don't like her. I don't like her though.
Right. Okay. You don't like her, her look?
No, I think she's quirky. That's what I think I got in
Yeah,
my
she's quirky, but she about that. She
right.
about that. She about that work. Like she seemed like she gonna give Akichi a run for his money.
Right. So if y'all don't know, that is the first couple on the right, Imem and Aikichi. Yeah, I felt like she was a little bit quirky, and she was like one of those extreme career persons, like extreme career girl who she said, my father told me to make sure I focus on my career first and make sure that I don't never need a man. And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You could see that definitely being an underlying like theme that's probably going to come from her, and that's probably going to be like a difficult thing that they're going to confront during this time. You know what I mean? She is quirky. I kind of like that about her. I also like that about her. Maybe in a sense because I'm similar to her in some ways in my thinking, just like, okay, whatever he want, like what my husband gonna want, what I'm jumping his ball. Like, she was very verbal in regards to just being everything that her husband would need and going into a situation like that and having that outlook.
Right, that's a plus.
That was a thumbs up. Like, I just thought, okay, I like her. I just like her spirit of it. But yes, she is quirky. It's going to be some issues, I think, between those two.
I felt like he was blah.
He was very blah. And I think her personality and his blah will be, you know what I mean? Because I feel like she's a pouncer. Like, I feel like she's going to be like, oh my God, baby, what are we doing today? What do you want? Da, 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 da. And he's just going to be like, well, and she's going to, like, that's what I feel like is going to happen.
So, yeah, I didn't really see too much on both of them.
Right.
It's yet to be determined. Yet to be determined on them too. Yet to be determined on him. Like I said, she has some good qualities, but she's also quirky. The career thing for me is, are you going to make me a priority?
Right.
So, we'll see how that plays out. And a lot of times when women do career, it's hard to turn it off. You could say all those good things, but the
Right.
actions don't be adding up.
Don't be mad. The math don't be mad. I got you. And then for her, especially as driven as her father seemed to have had her, or just her parents and her father just saying, "Oh, it's not going to be a revolving door, this, that, and the third." Um, that's probably going to forever replay in her mind. And so she's going to be always very goal driven, very career driven. And it's going to be interesting to see how she's going to be able to balance this new thing out.
Facts. All right. Any last words on them too?
No, but I think they're gonna be the first to fuck.
Oh shit! I might like them then. I might have to change. I might have to change my thoughts. I might have to change my thoughts and move them up. I might.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking they might be the first
All
to
right.
fuck.
So let the people know. This is how the show normally starts, right? They get married in the honeymoon night, even though it's married at first sight, and I don't know you and I've never seen you before. A lot of them be fucking.
On
A
first
lot of them be fucking on the first night.
on honeymoon night.
On
This the
honeymoon
first day I ever saw you.
Right. A lot of them be fucking. So that happens on this show. They don't bullshit around it and be like, no, I just met. I mean, that happens between some of the couples, but
Yeah,
a lot of them be fucking.
they be fucking. They be like, "That's my husband."
Facts.
You know what? I'm giving him these yams.
Facts. Facts.
Shout
All right.
out to them.
All right. I want to save Juan and Carla for last, and I want to go to Camille and Thomas.
Okay.
Okay, Camille and Thomas. Now, Thomas is a twin, and that's my question for you, Ish. Would you date or have you dated a twin before?
I've never dated twins. Never. I would though. I
Okay.
would. I would just be like, listen, you give me a deciphering mark on the two of you because I might just fuck your brother.
I can't. See, that is my issue right there, Ish, because I have dated a twin before. In my early younger teenage years, I used to mess with a twin, and it was super awkward because they were identical fucking twins, and I couldn't tell these bitches apart. I'm sorry, it never fucking happened. So every fucking time I used to see her, I would just wait until one of them would like edge towards me because I can't tell these bitches apart. I'm sorry.
Now that's hilarious. Now that's hilarious. Yeah, it would definitely be difficult. And I can imagine like younger having to go through that. Like,
Yeah, it was
no,
weird. It was hard. She was a great girl though. I mean, she let me do the little finger. I mean, I can't tell all
you
that,
know what?
but
I
she was
can't.
cool. But it was
Right,
just super weird and awkward because I couldn't tell them apart. Like
right.
it wasn't working for me. But
Yeah.
so Camille and Thomas is the second couple from the left. I like Camille, but Camille's also crazy. Camille's a baller, so that was a plus for me. You know, I love the female baller. She was a baller, and he seemed that this is my weirdo. This is my top weirdo of the cast.
Oh my God, he seems like such a weirdo.
He
And
seems
as I,
like a
yeah,
fucking weirdo. He's a twin, but he seems like the weirdo, not cool twin. It seems like she got the wrong twin.
thanks.
So, what is your thoughts on Camilla Thomas?
Weirdo and cuckoo. Weirdo and cuckoo. Okay, weirdo and cuckoo.
Right.
I don't know. This they definitely gonna be the spice of one of the spice of the shows. We'll get to the we save the best for last in
That's a
my
fact.
they are going to give some action during this, I feel. That's my initial thoughts. Like she first let's just talk about Camille,
Okay.
okay, and her last minute denouement of a situation where she just fucking
Took off.
took off. And
You know what? I really don't know if I'm ready. I just don't know.
Camille. No. Camille, listen. Wait, no. Is she running away?
as she's getting ready to walk down the aisle, she decides, hey, this might not be me. This may not be for me. I don't know what I'm doing. Would it be a disaster if I just didn't go through with this? Ma'am, excuse me, what?
Hmm.
Okay, we all can get cold feet, I'm sure, but you've gone through this process for the purpose of finding love and finding your husband. And now you're getting to the moment that you are getting ready to walk down the aisle and you say, this just might not be for me.
Right.
Bitch, what? Cuckoo.
Yeah. She seemed like she was one of those people who's like extremely high strung to me. That's what it looks like to me. Like
Yeah,
she's a high strung person. And even though I love the fact that she was a baller and she's a cutie,
yeah.
it's something like you said. The something is cuckoo. Something is off.
Cocoa Puffs up in there.
Something is off. Something is off there. And I called it high strung, but it may be something past high strung. Something
Yeah.
is off there.
Think about her commentary even at the altar, like when they were getting married. Like the energy was good and she wasn't saying nothing weird, but it was just like it kind of just gave you a little vibe that was off because like this is your wedding,
Right.
right? Doesn't have to be overly emotional. You don't got to be crying and shit and all of that. I'm not saying that. But she was giving like commentary during certain parts and I was just like, bitch, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying this? So yeah, she seemed a little off to me.
Yeah, she seemed a little cuckoo. All right, before we get to the last couple, I want to ask you, how do you feel about on the wedding day when they're standing there and the family is like saying, "Well, this person is this is that." Was that something that you would want to hear, or would you want to hear what people say about you? Would you want to hear what they say about the person? Do you think that's a good thing, or would you just like let me get to know this person? Y'all just
Yeah.
blurting out things that this person is.
Yeah. I think for me, that is one part that I feel like they shouldn't
Mm.
do. because it does set, and we've seen in the past seasons that we've watched, like sometimes that will set the precedence in a person's head, in the other person's head, like, oh shit, like, oh wow. Like they kind of hold on to the statement that's made initially by the family, like, hey, here's what you are getting ready to get into. Like, I don't feel like that should be the first initiation into getting to know them.
Facts.
Maybe later on down, and as they're getting to know each other, maybe they even have meetups with the family after the fact, maybe at that point in time. But I feel like at the altar, when you're getting ready to exchange your vows, it's like, nah.
Yeah, that part is always a little like cringy for me because I'll be like,
Mhm.
"What are you lying though?"
Right, right.
Like you telling me that this person is loving and caring and X, Y, and Z, and then I start something. They ain't none of that shit y'all was saying.
That's facts. That's facts. Or even saying things that could be detrimental, because we've seen that too. So it's like you could be telling a story, or you could be putting something in my head that has me now thinking negatively towards this person before I even get to know them.
That's a
Or
fact.
like, so I don't know. I don't really care for that part.
That's a fact. All right. Last but not least, who I've crowned the cutest couple.
Yeah.
Who I've crowned the cutest couple. We got Juan and Carlo. Now I'm gonna let you go first and give your take, and then I have my notes.
I love them. I love them already off the first episode. We
That's
didn't even get to see the
that's the
sorry.
couple in the middle, people. Juan and
Yes.
Carlo. Go ahead.
Yes. And we didn't even get to see that much of that. We saw them and we got to experience them a little bit, but we didn't even get a chance to really delve into them. But I think they are one, very aesthetically pleasing, like they match them very well. Two, they're both of Latino descent, which is matching. Three, they both seem like they spicy.
It's in my notes. I didn't even start talking yet.
Like they seem like they're very spicy. This definitely I think, going to be one of the favorites from the season. I'm interested to see. They seem like they love to dance. They both seem like they are full of personality. Like they're the life of the party. Like I just think they match them very well, and we'll get to see like all the other dynamics that they bring. But right now, it's cool.
All right, now Carla's my favorite of the ladies. Sorry
Hmm.
to all the other ladies, but
She's cute.
Carla's my favorite. She's a
Yeah, she's
super
cute.
cutie. And this is what
Hmm.
I want to say about Carla, man. She said she used the words, "I crave intimacy," and my heart melted.
Oh, look at that.
And my heart melted. And I do want to give a warning on Carla though, because she also says she's a free spirit. Now, when it comes to free spirits, means they're like you said, super spicy, super freak, but also cuckoo, also crazy.
Listen, and also, sir, if you're not giving me what I need, I crave that intimacy, and if you're not giving that to me, pew,
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
you get it.
So yeah, she's my favorite. Just as far as like her initial intentions and looks wise, she's my favorite. Her dress was also fire, and yes, they both do have the Mexican slash Latino culture vibes. So I think
Hmm.
they did match them too. Um, yeah, like the best out of the whole
Yeah,
cast. So we'll see, how that plays out in their marriage. But Juan and Carlo, my favorite couple so far.
yeah, yeah,
Episode,
for sure.
just episode one. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I do agree with you there. And I honestly feel and believe that they'll bring that energy throughout the entire season. It'll be, like I said, interesting to see what they bring into the dynamic and how they develop. But they definitely like, yo, did you see when they was doing like the little bachelor situation and he was just like Juan was just totally had his little bandana on. He was just like totally like the life of the party. I can just see them never really having boring or dull
Right.
um a like lifestyle, or just their environment will never just be blah to me. And I'm into that. Like I like that type of shit. So
So what Isha's saying in the PC manner is they fucking on the first day.
yeah, they fucking that's why I said between them two, between they was my runner ups, honestly. They my runner ups. But they could be first, so I could be wrong.
Right. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good cast. I'm interested to see how it all plays out. I don't want to go too far into predictions yet because we just getting started. But
Mhm.
I like this cast. This is Chicago, season 18. Married at First Sight comes on every Tuesday night, I believe,
Yes.
on Lifetime, I think. So we'll be doing recaps of this show. Any last words, notes, or questions?
Yes. Yes, I got a couple. So
Let's
we
get
ain't out of
into
here
it.
just we ain't out of here just yet. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Let's go.
All
I have
right.
a question.
All right. I know you said you don't want to get into the predictions too much, right? Got you, but I just got 5 quick questions.
Mhm.
Sort of prediction like. I
Mhm.
want to see who you put in these places.
Okay.
So I already know my first one. I already know who you're putting in the slot. Most sexy.
Juan Carlo. Juan Carlo.
Most problematic.
Most problematic. Camille Thomas, man. Camille Thomas.
Yeah, Camilla Thomas.
Camille Thomas. I'm sorry. And I hate that for them because
I know.
I think Camille could be cool. I'm not even all right. I'm gonna take Camille out. Camille had like a little bit of stage fright, but I think Thomas is the weirdo of the bunch. So
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. I think Camille is a little cuckoo. She's a little, she a little, like you said, high strung. I do agree with you there. But he's definitely the weirdo. I do see them being a little problematic just because weird and high strung. Like, what? What? All right, most fun.
most fun. I'm gonna have to go Juan and Carlo again.
They winning all across the board.
Yeah,
Most
like,
fun.
who you got?
Most fun, most sexy. So I actually said most sexy was Juan and Carla, but I did say most fun would be Emem and Aikichi.
I'm on the fence with man.
Now, Aikichi is a little like, okay, sir, let me see what's what. You might be kind of whatever, but again, her spunk to me, from what I've seen thus far, kind of has me feeling like she'll bring some fun to the season. So we'll see. We'll see. I did my next one is most dumb. I used your word, most dumb.
I can't.
And I don't mean like just what I mean when I say most dumb, like can't work through their issues, can't communicate well, can't be effective in isolating what needs to be tackled, like that type of thing.
I'm gonna go
I,
Madison. I'm gonna go Madison and Allen.
that was mine too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Madison now. Sorry.
Yeah,
And I like
yeah.
Madison,
I
but
do.
I don't know.
I do. I feel like
Something,
I I would agree.
something ain't right.
Something right. Just a little off. Just
Yeah,
a little off.
something ain't
All
right.
right. And most likely to make it.
Most likely to.
I took it back to the yearbook like thing. Most likely to succeed.
I don't want to say Juan and Carlo because they're my answer for everything. I'm saying Juan.
Rebecca.
I'm saying Juan and Carlo. All right, so I'll say I think Iman and Akishi, I think he gonna do everything she say to do.
I was like, yes, yes, Iman, yes.
So I'm a pick them. Who you
We're gonna
got?
pick them. I did have to, as we talked through this, I kind of steered away from one, and it was Man Bun. They were actually my runners up for dummies, but that's not nice. But they was my runner up for dummies. But
Who could be
I
done?
do feel like he was very what I will say, there was a portion when we were getting to know him that he was speaking to the women in his family. And he was just talking about like, how he just wanted a strong woman and how he just wanted to, have uh that presence in his life and how he would do
Oh,
whatever to
that's
make it
David.
worse. Huh?
That's David. Who did
That's
you have?
David.
Who did you have?
What?
Who
For
you speak?
what?
Who did you have?
Yeah, I was talking about David.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. When he said, "Yo, I just want somebody who's independent and loyal." It sound good, but it also sound like, nigga, what have you been doing with?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I was thinking too that they would be most likely to make it and
Right,
stay together because it seems like he's he's dealt with things outside of that. And if he gets it, then he's going
right,
to do whatever to make it work. And
right.
like he has these strong women figures in his life that he wants to almost have his wife emulate or be like. And if he finds that, then that is going to be his person.
Right.
So if Michelle, is that her name? If she can be that, I can see them like him going all out and doing what he needs to do to make it work.
I'm not mad at that because I think she is a great fit for him.
Hmm.
But
He got
like
cut
I
his
think
hair.
no, not even that. Not even that he got
You
cut
like,
his
but
no, not even that he got to cut his hair. And I think that they can make it to the end. I think that they're going to be the most boring couple to make it to the end. That's what I think.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Definitely. I think they're gonna definitely be blah.
Right.
They not gonna give us no action this season. They gonna be one of the real quiet, passive, oh, like they not gonna give us no action. I agree with you there. But I feel like, do they have the possibility to show us longevity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times on this show, um, which I think is something that needs to be dug deeper, is that a lot of times the couples be together and this is like they're not staying together because they like each other. They're staying together because they hate what's outside.
Yeah, that's facts. Settling
Right.
almost.
Yeah.
Settling to the point of, you know what, I will endure this
Mm.
just because I don't really want to be outside. So I did this because I ain't want to be outside. So we're gonna just force this circle into a square.
Right. Mm.
It's kind of crazy.
Right. So I think I see that a lot on the show, and
Yeah.
I would, want them to dig deeper into that. Like
Yeah.
that old shit that we just witnessed on season 12 was like,
Insanity. Insanity. And if y'all looking to like actually binge on previous seasons and you haven't watched the show before, you really like the show, season 12 was one of those. Like that's season 12 was definitely one that you should watch for sure if you want to definitely binge on something good.
all right.
But
Any last
go
question?
ahead.
Any last question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this one is going to go a little bit deeper and it may branch off into some other questions or whatever the case may be. But what do you feel like is the reason that people, good people,
Mm,
people of quality, people who think and want to attain the same thing,
mm.
why do you think those people cannot match organically? and that they have to feel like, hey, we have to go to a format such as Married at First Sight to
because
match.
this is another thesis that I've been working on. I think that people choose things that's not what they need. So I think that when you're just regular, like outside and dating, you're just choosing people like for the wrong reasons. So it's like and then you try to force them to be what you want and need instead of picking and choosing what you want and need.
Hmm. Do you feel like people get in their own way
Of course.
of finding that other good person, whether it be for whatever reason? Do you think that is plays a part in it?
For sure, they get in their own way, and I think one of the main reasons that how they get in their own way is because they themselves don't know like who they are and what they truly want and need. They like I've been saying for the last couple weeks, going off ideas of what things are supposed to be, or what the stereotype or um the social thing, how they say it's supposed to be. Instead, it's like, no, this is what I want for me.
Right, right. What I did find interesting, like when I was thinking about this myself, and I know this is like you said, an ongoing thing that you're working on your thesis in regards to like this whole gamut of relationships and love and coming to know yourself and all of that. What's interesting to me is that people don't want to take the time to get to know themselves and what they want, but yet they will allow strangers or outsiders
Right, that's a
to
fact.
be able to correlate you to paper,
Right,
unlike a form or a board or however they choose to set this matchmaking situation up. And you leave your future or your love life or your marriage or whatever the case may be to them to be able to match instead of doing the work yourself
that's a fact.
to know what it is that you want, need, working on better communication skills, working on better, you know what I mean? And so I feel like it's good in a sense because some people need those boundaries and that box, and some people need structure and people to be able to guide them or whatever because either they are too busy, they don't want to let the wall down. They don't want to move their career out the way, or their career gets in the way in a normal situation. So I get why this happens, but I can't understand why the people who don't have this avenue can't get it right.
The people who don't have this avenue can't get it right because of how I started this drawing off the freedom.
Right.
Because when you're allotted the freedom to not get it right, that's what you choose. You
Hmm.
choose to be like this is a thing. This show is a thing where you're locked in. You're married to this person. They
Yes.
make you live with the person. Like like
Ain't
it
no
ain't.
going back on
Yeah,
it.
it,
Yeah.
it ain't no bullshit. It ain't like they live over there. You have the option to see them, whatever you. It ain't like that. Y'all get married. Yo, you go on a honeymoon with that person. Y'all live together. You be with that person. When people are in the real world and they have the option to not be with
Do
somebody,
that.
they
They
choose.
going not be with somebody. Yeah, that's facts.
They choose that.
That's facts. That's facts. I just I admire people who have the courage to
Right,
do this.
right,
Um because it can be definitely a scary thing and definitely something like, conforming almost in a sense, conforming to, hey, listen, those freedoms are then taken away from you in this situation. So just imagine, you 30 something or however old that they are, and they're like, nope, you don't have the freedom to go ahead and choose your person, your spouse,
right.
what you like, what you feel you need, what you feel you want. We're going to work on just straight compatibility charting or uh whatever, you know what I mean? And we're just going to match you that way. I commend those people for attempting to do it. One, is entertaining for us, and two, the
Fact.
experimental aspect of it is definitely interesting and intriguing. But I feel for the people who are out here that's not doing the work
Right.
and that don't have this type of format. They just lost in the sauce, and that's where the 4B movement comes in.
So how do you feel? I can't. How do you feel like if you met somebody and you said, well, what are your boxes? Like, what do you like and what do you want? Like, would you be more attracted to? And I got a thing on attraction too that I'm gonna speak after this. Which one would you rather? Would you rather the person who says, these are the things I like, this is my checkbox, or the person who says, it doesn't really matter, I just like you, and we'll figure it out.
I like the box. I like the box guy.
Mhm.
I like the box guy. Let me tell you why. The box guy is going to give me exactly the target.
Right.
I either meet the target or I don't. I either can meet the target or I can't.
Mm,
I either am the target or I am not.
mm.
I like that type of shit. Like, I like straight to the point, clean, clear cut. The visual, we can see that. The individual who says it doesn't really matter is a fucking lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Is a fucking lie. Why? You're going to tell me that it doesn't matter, right?
On a
Because
matter.
it's gonna fucking matter. It's going to matter. When you have those nights when you're looking for a certain box of yours to be checked and it is not, or it cannot be, it's going to matter. That's going to become a problem. It's going to be an issue. So, therefore, why not just be upfront about what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and hey, here is where I could possibly bend a little bit.
Right,
Nobody
but
wants to do that.
my thing in that is, what about the people who don't know? Who don't know until it happens? Like, how do you feel about those people?
Okay, that's a possibility. I think that's in all of us, honestly. But I
I
think if they're, huh?
I don't believe that that should be. I think that that does happen, but I don't think that people should operate in that sense of not knowing. Like,
No, I definitely agree. But there are instances where shit pops up and you have never even brought your mind to even think of that scenario or think of that feeling or think of that need or think of that want. So there are times where, or instances where this is something new and it's something that is just has arisen for you as well. So it's not a matter of not knowing, it's just a matter of, oh shit, like where did this even come from? Right? Those are the type of situations where we can almost, be okay with, right? In a sense.
mhm.
I just don't like the gray areas, but you're putting yourself in the gray area because you really can make a decision or you really can know or you really can be clear about some shit and you just not. That's the issue. Those are the problems for me. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. All right, so this is another thing that has been floating in my brain. The whole sense or the whole definition of attraction. So sometimes I feel like people see the word or think of the word attraction, and it's like, when I look at you, do I think that you're something about you is attracted to me, or I like how you look? And I don't think that that's my definition of attraction anymore. Like, my definition of attraction now is, am I drawn to you?
Mhm. Mhm. I would agree. But I think that comes with, I think that definitely, and you'll probably agree, like, I think that definitely comes with age, it comes with wisdom, it comes with growth, it comes with a lot of things because I think initially we think of attraction as being just only the physical. And although that is what the majority of it is made up Two, the physical doesn't always hold it. As we know, as we talked about, there has to be things like, you know, Camille could be the most beautiful person in the world, but if she a little cuckoo or she a little off, it's like, bitch, what is going on here? Like, you're beautiful, but you're a fucking dingbat. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Right.
But I feel like, again, what comes into play with that attraction is like minds,
Right.
common ground, other things that you can connect on that just enhances that initial physical attraction or that
But
physical movement.
all of that is a part of it, but like this same girl, so say it's Carla. Say it's Carla. So if it's Carla, like the energy is attractive.
Right.
So it's
Right.
not that she's just beautiful.
Drop dead gorgeous.
Right. It's not just that, because there's going to be a lot of girls that are drop dead gorgeous, but the energy is not there.
Right. Right. What do you think? What do you think sparks the energy?
I don't know. I call it like a connection, or just like combative. I don't know like how I can describe it, but it's something there that pulls you together.
Right. Yeah, just like a magnetism of some sort.
Right.
Right. Energy. I got you. I got you. And then, I mean, do you think that you could have that with somebody that you're not physically attracted to? Aesthetically, like just the visual, but her energy is so crazy, but she is just totally not your type. Like in no box. Like she don't check off a box.
Not no boxes. You gotta give me one box. You gotta have some nice titties or something.
Maybe one box. All right, maybe.
You gotta
Maybe one
give me one box. I
But
mean,
you're drawn to her. You're magnetically drawn to her.
yeah, I think that has happened. Yeah, I think that's possible. Yeah, it's just a different connection or a different energy, but in the attraction part of it, it's not just looking at the person and saying, okay, I think that person is cute, or I think that
Hmm.
person is okay looking, or that's a person that I could be with. The energy of it is the main important part for me. So it could be the same beautiful girl 5 times over, but only one of them I'm going to be drawn to.
Right. Right. Is that something that happens like automatically?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think so. That's what I was gonna say. I think that you can feel that spark of energy like almost, maybe not right away, but like within the first couple times you feeling that energy spark. If I feel like if it's not in the beginning, then it can't grow to be as strong.
Right.
In my opinion, like that energy won't be as strong.
Right. Right. I mean, that's why attraction is such a big thing for me, because if it ain't there, it ain't coming.
Not dear. It's not gonna come.
It's not on the bus. It's not on the way.
That's like pushing a circle into a square. You're gonna be trying and trying and trying. That shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work.
So I've been around girls who I've been like, yeah, she bad, but I just don't feel it.
Right. Yeah, because there is a thing, and that could, I'm sure that a lot of ladies can attest to this as well. Shit happen on our end too. You're like, damn, he fine and shit, or he handsome, and then it's just like, it's, yeah, nothing,
See,
nothing.
a lot of times for y'all, it'd be a thing though. A lot of times for y'all, it'd be a thing that they did. Like it could be a thing that they said, or it could just be like something. It could be something outer. For me, it'd be the straight energy of it. It's just like,
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you there. Like for me, it's not just a one little thing because anybody can just do that. Like my boss can do that. That don't mean that I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm madly in love with my boss. Like it's just not going to happen. I feel like I'm a viber. I'm definitely going off of energy and stuff as well. So it's like you got to do more than a little magic trick.
right,
to, you know what I mean, intrigue like a person like me. But I mean, to each his own. It's like for some, it might be a little bit different. Now,
Um,
let me ask you go ahead. What was you going to say?
all right, before you ask your question, I just wanted to make sure the people know that these are things that you gotta like work through and things that you gotta talk to yourself about so you know what you want and what you don't want. And a lot of times that gets lost and just like loneliness. So you could be like, "Yo, I just want to have somebody," but it's like, do you really have that person, or it's like, do you really want that person, or you just with somebody because you just want to have somebody?
Yeah, that's facts. There's a lot of people doing that right now.
All right, all right, but go ahead. What's your question?
It's a lot of definitely a lot of that going on right now. But haven't been married before, and you haven't been married before. The format of um what the matchmakers, the doctor, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Cal, I mean Pastor Cal, and I can never pronounce. I always pronounce her name wrong.
Pia?
Do you feel like their format for the goods that a marriage needs is on point? Haven't been married, haven't seen,
Yeah, I think their exercises are great. I think that their exercises are great. I think that the way the show is laid out is great. I think that them going on a honeymoon and then coming back to like real life and being having to live together. I think everything on how the show is set up is great. My only worries about the show be like you see how what is this what is man bun in them name? David?
David and Michelle.
David and
Yeah.
you see
Man
how
bun.
David and Michelle said, "No, I like a white girl, blue eyes, X, Y, and Z." I don't think everybody does that, and I think that's the problem.
That's facts. A lot of people don't.
Right,
I mean, we saw that in the season that we just watched,
right,
where it wasn't necessarily specified. It was to be assumed.
right,
And then when it wasn't done properly, then it was, well, y'all had a whole bunch of
right,
women that y'all could have chose from, and y'all. So that's again, he's not going to have an issue there in regards to his aesthetics because he outlined for you exactly what he liked. Now, how can you possibly get it wrong if I'm telling you exactly what I want? If people can just say, here are the boxes that I need,
right.
a lot of the shenanigans and the bullshit and the toxic shit and the going through these motions and the hamster wheels and all of that shit, we wouldn't have to experience if we would just say, hey, this is what I
All right, so I want to ask you as a female, do
want.
you feel like you choose the guy or the guys choose you?
Do I feel like I choose the guys or the guys choose me? Okay, let me just say this. And this is what I'm going to say real quick. I'm about to digress just for one split second. I saw a little clip because if we know that Erica Mena and Safari are going through their bullshit back and forth, all the social media nonsense, X, Y, and Z. And I saw a little clip from both of them today, but I saw this clip not too long ago from her basically saying, oh, but Erica, you chose Safari. And she says, hold up, hold up. He chased me for 3 years, X, Y, and Z. Excuse me, ma'am. I don't care if he chased you for 10 years. You still chose
Right,
him.
right,
I feel like even if a person is to come to you and say, hey, I want you, it is up to you to still say, I choose you. So I don't know how I answer, do I get chose or do you choose?
right.
Because I feel like it almost goes both ways. We're both choosing each other almost equally
It's
sometimes.
like it's like this. I feel like A lot of times with women, like there's so many guys that's trying to talk to y'all, right? So it's like, yeah, you're choosing one of the guys that try to talk to you. But is
Hmm.
there ever a guy that you like, no, I want that guy?
Not
Like,
for me.
like even when he's not choosing you, like
Mm-mm. Um, nah, I've never been in that situation, so it's difficult for me to speak on that. Um, call me Leo, call me whatever. Like, I don't be seeing shit. Like, I'll be like, what? Like, I have tunnel vision, heavy. And, for me, we've talked about this many times where I haven't been in an excessive amount of relationships. So my experience in regards to a whole bunch of different people is really not extensive. So I be having tunnel vision. So I can't say myself that I've experienced that. I know people who have, like, oh, I want him. That's who I want. I want him. Um, but not I haven't. I
see
haven't.
me as a man, I'm not gonna choose you if I didn't choose you. Like you can't choose me. Like even if you like me and I might entertain it or whatever, I'm not
I
going
didn't
to
actually
choose
choose you.
you.
Right. I get it. I do get that. Yeah, I get that. Okay, I get that. And if you put it that way, then maybe a time or two. Yes. Um, but does that but are there reasons that it's not being chosen?
Right.
Or is it yeah, so it's specify reasons as to why it's not being chosen, not just because you have your sights set elsewhere.
Nah, it had nothing to
Okay.
do with my sites being set elsewhere.
Right.
It
Okay.
had everything to do with if I want you, I'm gonna choose you. So you can like me and you can try to choose me, but if I don't want you, I'm not going to choose you.
Right. So what steers you
And
or what can steer you
I feel like women fall for that.
all the time? What you mean?
Like, no, I
Like,
didn't want that nigga, and I didn't choose that nigga, like she said, but he kept on like Erica was saying, he kept on pursuing me, and eventually I just gave in.
right. Eventually I just gave in and then it gets even better, right? And then I allow him to play with me
All right,
until I got to the point of being crazy like I am.
right.
And now I'm blaming him. Like I just don't understand the logic of things. But back to what we were just saying,
So
do
yeah,
you
is
feel,
there reasons.
huh?
You asking me, is there reasons?
Well,
Because
yeah, are there reasons or is there anything that can steer you to choose?
nah,
I mean, you said that there were reasons, obviously, but
I
then
mean that she can't she can't like this like she can't like do tricks on and then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna choose you. No, if I'm gonna choose you, I'm gonna choose you. Like you can't like do smoke and mirror tricks on me. Like this is what I mean.
right.
It's like
I
so.
thought you was talking about the other tricks. I was gonna say, well, maybe she could do so. What you just gonna
I mean,
take her tricks and then still not choose
those
her?
tricks
No.
too. I can separate those tricks from choosing
Right.
you. So that ain't gonna work
Right.
on me. But
No,
what
no, I
I'm
got it.
saying is like there's gonna be reasons why I don't choose you. And
Mhm.
no matter how much you're trying to choose me, if I still feel like those reasons is valid, I'm never going to choose you.
Right. Right. Y'all hear that? But I feel like this is probably how most people should be. Like I feel like they should probably know the reasons why they're not choosing,
Right,
stick to those reasons. And I mean, I get it. Sometimes persistence can be chivalry, like chivalrous.
right,
A person pursuing you can lead you sometimes to believe, hey, listen, they really want me. They really gonna do right. They gonna get me and they gonna act right and they gonna do right. That doesn't necessarily always contend and mean exactly that. So
That's
I feel like if people would stick to their feelings, stick to their first initial thoughts, that maybe a lot of issues wouldn't take place in some of their relationships.
that's what I'm saying.
Period.
That's my point. So it's like the nigga be pursuing you, and he may even come and do all those things, but it's still a nigga that you didn't initially want.
That's facts. And I think that could be for many different reasons,
Right.
just depending on the woman, like what she is in need and is in want of at that period in time. And all sometimes um needs to happen. And I'm not talking about for all women across the board or whatever the case may be, but all that needs to happen is a time, space, and opportunity for a certain
Right.
period.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I mean? Because even if she not checking for you, even if she not choosing you, time, space, and opportunity, and you have a moment where she's feeling lonely or vulnerable or whatever,
That whole thing is ridiculous to me
I know.
because it be like, yo, my baby father was locked up. I was lonely. He came through. He was taking care of me. He was being good to me. You didn't never want this nigga though.
I know. And this is what we got, Eric.
So you're entertaining the treatment and all of that, but you still don't like that nigga. And then everybody be like coming at me and be like is like childish. No, the fuck it ain't. It's extremely important.
Yeah, that's facts. It is very important. But I feel like too, in the midst of it happening, like women don't see it. Erica didn't see what she was doing. If she had a stuck with this not the nigga for me, or this not the one that I'm really attracted to, or I don't even wanna, you wanna give him an opportunity. He played with it and now, he the worst human being ever. Well,
Right.
take some accountability for your shit.
That's a fact. That's a
Take
fact.
some accountability for your shit. So sometimes we do need to follow our gut, you know what I mean, and say, nah, this is not really what I want. That's not really what I'm interested in. And not to say that it's going to be bad on the other side, but I think you should still be always true to those initial feelings that you have.
So how are you the girl who no, that nigga was a dog? Are you the girl that be like, she wasn't a dog to me?
Yeah, for sure.
No,
I've had,
I mean he meets you and you see the nigga being a dog. You the girl that be like, nah, he ain't gonna be a dog to me.
oh, I have. And he wasn't a dog to me.
Okay. Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? And I've stated this before, like, if there was cheating, I've never seen it, never got a whiff of it, never got a wind of it. And I'll speak specifically in regards to my ex-husband. Like,
I mean,
um,
I think that those are regularities and that those things are possible. I'm speaking on the deaths, like the nigga don't take care of his first three kids and then you have a kid by him.
oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. No, 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 no. No, not that type of shit. Like, you're talking about like, okay, maybe he was a playboy and, hanging out and other women and possibly, dibbling and dabbling and stuff like that, and then
Yeah,
treat you totally different. Yeah,
that can simmer and that can change,
yeah,
for the specific person. I'm
person, yeah.
talking about strictly behavioral things.
Behavioral characteristic flaws, that nigga just ain't shit type
Right.
situations. Yeah, or she just ain't shit type situation. Yeah, that's definitely different. That's definitely different. I've never I feel like after a certain point in time when you get to see people's true colors, you can kind of feel and you can kind of tell. Those are the times where your gut needs to like really like kick in and you need to be like, nah, I'm stepping off. I see this shit. I see this. I see how they moved in a specific situation or whatever the case may be. I'm the fuck, nah, I'm not dealing with this. And I just think people ain't really sticking true to their gut feelings. And this is where a lot of the issues are coming off. Like at the first instance of some shit that just don't sit right, take flight.
Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. I tell them all the time. It's time to go.
Time to go.
It's,
Kill,
it's time to go. It's time
kill.
to go. Any other questions with these people? What are we doing?
No, but we gonna see what next week bring. I can't wait till Tuesdays come.
That's a fact. We'll see what next week brings. Episode 2 of season 18. Married at First Sight. I'm excited to see how this cast plays out. Honeymoon. Let me tell y'all what happens at this honeymoon shit. So on the honeymoon, normally they go to like a nice island destination or whatever. And then when they walk in the room, there's a bowl full of condoms. Like in front of the mirror. It's like it's not hidden. It's like right there in plain sight for you to see. So they lay it out for you. Like if y'all gonna fuck, go ahead and do what y'all gonna do. And the other thing is, most of the time they don't be using them.
Yeah, facts. Facts. Because I'm assuming that there's a vetting process in regards to that too, possibly. I'm
Right.
assuming maybe could be
Right.
that there's a whole little vetting situation where they have been checked and making sure that there is no catastrophic diseases or anything that are lingering. So if you down to it's my husband.
All right.
I want raw skins. I want raw skins.
I can't. All right, Ish. Just married at first sight. Y'all just got married. Are you giving up the draws?
Yes. We already know. We already know. Like, yeah, that's my husband. Like at that point, I'm all in. Like Emim said, I'm all in. Like we gonna do this. You getting these draws. And if you don't like them, too fucking bad.
And so shout out to the ladies who be like, I don't know him. I want to get to know him. X, Y, and Z. Do what you do. To each his own. But what I will say is, don't be the extremist. Like, it's some people that we've seen on this show that they've been sleeping on the couch. And they've been doing. I'm not sleeping on the fucking couch. You fucking bugging. I'm sleeping
Yeah,
in this.
that's
We ain't got a
weird.
bed, but I'm sleeping in this bed. You out.
Yeah. No, I feel like you go to the extreme of exchanging vows, of exchanging forever. Like, I don't know if you feel like this is a game or not, but the fact that some people don't like engage in being in the same space or contact or whatever the case may be blows me because it's like,
Why did you
I
come?
get why did you come here? I get that you want to get to know somebody and that, but you knew this about yourself prior to this whole process. How dare you say you're gonna be somebody's wife and then you don't want to even engage with them or don't want to be in their space and all of that shit? Like that blows me.
That's a fact. And a lot of and the biggest thing that is shown on this show is the communication aspect of it. So you get to quickly know if
Mm,
this person is a communicator, if they know how to communicate, if they're a
mm,
good communicator, if they will talk through the problems, all of it be right there in front of your face. And I think that is one of the greatest things on this show is
yeah,
that communication thing, you can't fake it. It be right there.
it'd be right there. Yep, that's true. And I just feel like too, all of the all of the components necessary to have successful marriages on this show is given.
Right.
It goes to show you who out of all of them, is adult enough
Right.
to utilize those components to make it work, or who's going to be selfish, who's not going to utilize, who's not going to want to see what they need to change or what they need to fix or what they need to do to adjust. And that's the fun part about, going through the season with them.
That's a fact. All right. Last question, Ish.
Yep.
Who is the best personality guy and girl for you?
Best person. I'm looking at these fucking pictures. Hilarious. I've been looking at them all night. They is so cool down there. Best person. I'm going to have to say, Ryan and Carla.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Monica.
They front runners. They front runners. Um, like in almost everything positive. Like and like in almost everything positive, I see them in the front
That's a fact. That's
for
a fact.
sure. They gonna give us the season. It's always that one couple that runs the season. And I just mean by just energy, by looks, by funniness, by all of that. That's gonna be them.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So me and Ish got Juan and Carlo. Let us know in the chat in the comment section who y'all picking. Make sure y'all tune into the show every Tuesday on Lifetime and check out our recaps as we break this season down and see who stays married and who gets divorced. What is it? A 90-day period?
It is a 90-day period, yes, and they go by week. They
Right.
break it down into weeks.
So it's a 90-day period. We get to see most of it play out and how the couples blend together and see if they are compatible and if they choose to stay together on decision day. I told Ish, like, I wish I can go to decision day every day.
Every day. That's facts. That's whole facts. That's whole facts. But y'all have to realize too, two things.
What's up?
One, we had to remember that in most states, 90 days is the annulment date.
Right.
So, like, you have to make a decision by that time in order for it to be annulled. Of course, anytime after that will be an actual divorce. Annulment kind of means like this shit never happened. So they strategically did that. I feel like all of those things would kind of be in place for an annulment. But what if I could just challenge the viewers, right, throughout this whole thing as we watch, right? Sure, we're going to be entertained, and sure, we're going to find some similarities in our own likeness, right? But if I could just challenge you guys to do some work
That's a fact.
as you go along on yourself. So if you see some things that maybe you have challenges in, like maybe communication issues, maybe, I know.
That's the problem, and because it's not only entertaining, it's a mirror, and it's a thing where you can watch the show with your person or not watch the show with your person, but it gives you the question, it gives you the issue or whatever it may be. It gives you a pinpoint to be like, how do you feel about this?
Yep. Yep. And seriously, each week you should take a piece of something, whether it could be something you can work on within yourself or something that maybe you can take into your own partnership or your own situation and be like, hey, you know what? I noticed this going on with us, or hey, what do you feel about this? Or maybe we never talked about boxes, or maybe we've never pinpointed what it is that I need, or whatever the case may be. Like, most people just be watching shit just to be watching shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Most people don't watch it and take shit away from it. Like,
Purpose shit. That's when I talk about purpose. I've been like, what are you
yeah,
doing? They're like, I
right.
just looking at it. No. Grab
hmm
something from it.
Right, grab something from it. So don't just look at this as, Tia and Isha's getting ready to cover this week's whatever. Let's take some shit from it personally. And maybe it could just make us a little bit better and stronger in our situation. For real.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So this is episode 1 of season 18. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, like and share the video. Continue to send us your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure y'all stay tuned to our recaps. Any last words, Ish?
No, make sure y'all check it out. Check us out next week.
Check us out next week, people. Married at First Sight, season 18. We out of here. Thanks.